got someone sitting there. I'm sorry. Okay, I'll bring a chair over there. They can have it once I'm done. Guys, give it up for Asian Americans too while I'm up here, please. Oh, thank you. I'm Chinese and Puerto Rican, so I know what y'all were thinking. This Cherokee guy came back to take back his land. Oh no, what are we gonna do? Dan Price told me to do that joke. That's fine. I'm Chinese and Puerto Rican, so you can't just call me Filipino. If that's too much of a mouthful, thank you. That's the Mexican Asian. We're all learning something today. I'm Chinese and Puerto Rican, so I'll also respond to either Cheech or Chong. Either one. I'm Chinese and thank you. I'm Chinese and Puerto Rican, so it also looks like I steal rice, but don't worry about it. There's no rice here. I can't prove it, but I don't. Maybe y'all will think this. My mom's Chinese and my dad's Puerto Rican, so I have never met my dad or his side of the family. They don't put that in the West Side Story DVD. They don't put that. Let's see, maybe does anybody like anime up in here? That's a little older, but like anime? I can't stand anime. I hate anime. I hate anime because all my Tinder matches love anime. Do I need to show my eyes for that bit? Like, if one more white woman tells me what kind of Asian art to appreciate, I'm gonna lose my shit. It's literally my dojo, Jessica. Like, what the get out of here. For me, it goes anime, K-pop, and then COVID for me. I don't like anything they've made. That's okay. So this is a little fun fact. So my mom's Chinese. I did have a stepdad. He's white. Right, that's the good news. That was the good response. No cheers. So that is the good news. The bad news is he did pass away this year. My stepdad. Very sad. So let this just be a lesson that yellow fever is real and affects white men all across the country. So if you know a white man that likes Asians, get him checked. I don't know nothing about this. So this is, I was thinking about anime the other day, circling back to anime. I was thinking about it the other day. I was thinking about it sexually. I was thinking about anime sexually, as one does, and it dawned on me, I don't think there's a body pillow in the world big enough to fit the kind of anime girl I want. Honestly, might as well just put a pair of cat ears on a beanbag chair. I think that would do it for me. Thank you, that's a fat anime joke. I'd be watching animes like can't just have one piece. You know what I mean? Thank you. Hunter XXL Hunter. Okay, yeah, that's a little Immobile Suit Gundam, and that's the last one. That was just for this one guy who's on Reddit right here. Oh man, maybe I'll get a little relatable. Do y'all know what white privilege is? I can't even say it, not racist. White privilege? I try to combat it right wherever I turn, because I'm like an activist type, right? So I came up with a little something that's like the polar opposite. I'm calling it white punishment. Bear with me, it's not as painful as it sounds, I promise. White punishment, all it is like when you're asked where you're from, or like where your family's from, you can no longer answer like, oh, well, I'm 20% French, 10% German, 2% Welsh, 1%, like that's legally the only answer you're allowed to give is I'm white. That's white punishment. Alright, if y'all aren't on board with that one, we can just go back to plan B. We can go back to plan B, which was enslave you. It wasn't my idea, but we can just go back to that. I don't make the rules. Do we believe in aliens out here? Fucking hell yeah. I wasn't like a hardcore believer. I wasn't like a Joe Rogan type of believer, but I was like a matter of fact. Like it's a huge as shit infinite universe. Of course, there's aliens. That wasn't until I saw the news of the Chinese weather balloons. Do y'all remember that news? Floating over military bases? That's a separate joke. But the second I saw that news drop, my Facebook feed was flooded with alien sightings and alien memes and alien this and that, and I was like, oh my god, what if all alien sightings have just been Chinese dudes this whole time? I thought that was crazy. Thank you. Like Bobby knows, what are aliens? But short kings, as we call ourselves, with almond-shaped eyes. I'm not just high, that's how they're shaped. And they're just zipping across the sky like they're obviously horrible drivers. I mean, it's Asians all the way down. Alright, y'all haven't met an Asian. We're horrible drivers, that's a stereotype. I'm not worried about spreading. All right, y'all won't take that. That's fine. Do y'all? Yeah, I am Chinese. I only know the Chinese side. I literally don't know my dad, so I don't know anything Spanish, Puerto Rican. It's actually pretty. There's like a race war going on inside of me at all times because I don't know. But so my grandma was born in Shanghai in like 1942. And so I didn't make this connection until a long time. But China was like really fucked up during that point in history. And she came over to America, and so her English it's pretty good for coming over as an adult, right? But and her Chinese obviously fluent. My Chinese, guys, when I tell you, it's shameful. Like, have y'all ever met a white woman that works at a Chinese restaurant? Anybody? Yeah, that's a lot what I sound like talking to her. Just a lot of fucking pointing and broken English. Disrespectful as hell. So, like, how can I express this shame on stage while honoring her? Right? Comedy. So I wrote a song in Chinese. Can I sing it for you guys?
Yes. Yes.
Oh, yes. Thank you. Thank you. It's one line, and white folks, this is the tune of She'll Be Coming Around the Mountain, so you might dig it. I don't know what white people like. I'll just get started. Here we go. 我不说的中文我有戏 Alright, normally Asians miss the yeehaw, but whites normally get it. Roughly translates to I don't know Chinese, I want to die. So maybe you can relate as well. This is a long shot, but do we have any Civil War reenactors in the crowd? Someone said yes once, and I will never stop asking that question because I'm trying to start a militia. But no, I was looking up Civil War reenactments the other day. I was just in one of those Wikipedia rabbit holes, and did you all know that they do war reenactments in other countries? Yeah, it's foreign. You know, like America's we think pretty America-centric, but then they do foreign wars. They have reenactments and stuff in other countries, and I just think that's crazy because like in the U.S. the question is like, oh no, who's going to be the Confederacy? Not me. Not me. Like yeah. But in the foreign countries, the question becomes, all right, who's going to be the Jew in this battle? All right. Far too often that happens. I was thinking about the Asian reenactments, and I'm like, damn, that would be nuts. Think of all those extras. All right, that's all I got. That's all I got on that. Maybe switching gears. I was going to do an all Asian set, but I'll try to. I have 2 sports jokes. Do y'all like sports in here? I saw basketball. I have 2 sports jokes, so I'll just go by real quick. Did y'all hear, this was like a few years ago at this point, but there was an NFL player that came out while he was actively playing in the NFL. Carl Nassib, he was a Las Vegas Raider, which is, that's funny in itself. But Las Vegas Raider came out as gay, active NFL player. I thought that was an amazing moment in sports history, right? What's even more amazing though to me is how he came out. Get this, he took both knees at the national anthem. That's sports joke number 1. That's sports joke number 1. Number 2 is this. Here we go. If you told somebody in 1996 that Kobe Bryant would die before Magic Johnson, they would have lost their shit. They'd have been like, what, did we cure AIDS? What did we do? Like, we'd get to tell them no, politely. And then they'd be like, oh my God, did Kobe die of AIDS? Then what happened? And then you get to tell him no again. But he did die of blades. All right. Only 2 sports jokes. I don't like sports because I've always picked last. That's just a quality I have. It's because I'm Asian. They don't think it's because I never tried to play ping pong and it's not a team sport. If I tried that, all right, moving on. Forrest Gump. He played ping pong with Chinese guys. That's fine. I'll switch gears. I'll try to get a little sexual. Joyce's act is a little. So give it up for Joyce again. I'll try to switch gears. Did anybody here have a movie that like gave them a sexual awakening? And they just yell it out. What was that? Poor Things? Isn't that a dramatic horror movie? Isn't that horrible? I haven't watched it, but I'll cue it up on the ride back to Huntsville. No, the movie that gave me a sexual awakening, it's pretty fucking crazy. The movie that did it to me, Shallow Hal. Have you seen that movie? Oh my God. I watched that movie in the wrong place at the wrong time, motherfucker. I'm into women that look like Jack Black now. Like, there's nothing I can do about it. Nothing I can do about it. If you're not laughing, look up the plot of that in 2024 and come back to it. It's wild. A lot of you, do any of you know that what Huntsville is? Is Huntsville like a town that people know what it is? You know? It is okay. Yeah. Space Center's there, not Nazi town. You know how it goes. Again, Wikipedia, you'll read all about it. But Huntsville has a really hopping comedy scene. I think it's really cool. We have so many open mics and stuff. We actually have an open mic at a sex shop. An adult toy store. It's actually hilarious. We do it in the back room, and it looks insane every time I bring that camera back there to film my sets. I look like a porn director, motherfucker. Look at me. Like, it's just a cut-out hole under the fanny pack. You know what I'm talking about? But so, it was the first time I'd been to a real sex shop that wasn't Spencer's. The first time I went there, and I was a little worried. I'm like, how am I supposed to ask her for the attendant for what I want or what I'm looking for? Like, do I need to give her dimensions? Like, make a model of my asshole? Like, AutoZone? Like, oh no, she has a dipstick? I wasn't ready. All right. That was the dipstick's in my butt is the joke. Right? But no, I did want to, at these open mics, I try to support the businesses they're at. So I did buy a butt plug. Give it up. It's 2024, bought a butt plug. But I was real shy about it, so it was just picture me standing in front of a wall of butt plugs, but pretending I'm not looking at it. Just looking away, looking at the sky, So I just blindly grabbed one that feels like it won't destroy me, you know what I mean? And I just don't make eye contact with it and just bring it to the fucking cashier. We talk about the weather or something cringy, and she puts it in a bag and I take it home. And guys, like I said, I hadn't looked at it. I take it out of the bag. I shit you not, this butt plug has a 1.5 foot long pink ponytail. I didn't come here for pony playing, motherfucker. God. I felt so embarrassed. Even more embarrassed than when I had to get it a buzz cut. That was... I have nothing else about the sex shop and butt plugs. This is, I feel like it's not like a story from my life. I was born in Baltimore, Maryland. If anybody's heard of Baltimore, Maryland, not as bad as you've heard, I promise. Only some parts are as bad as you've heard. Only specific parts. That was funny to anyone who's ever been to a city. But no, it's cool. I was born in Baltimore and I actually lived there during the riots in 2015. It was actually crazy. That was pretty crazy. But again, only in specific parts. They literally sanctioned specific parts for them to riot in. Again, separate joke. Yeah. This whole city did have a curfew, which was pretty crazy. I worked at a Chinese restaurant. That's not a joke. I just worked at a Chinese restaurant. They wouldn't stop asking me if my parents owned the place. God, you guys get it. What was I actually getting at? Oh, I used to do a lot of delinquent shit was what I was getting at during the riots. So I used to steal beers from this Chinese restaurant I used to work at. Just steal these Chinese beers because I felt like I wasn't paid enough. And I used to just step them in my backpack and drink them while I was waiting for the bus. Real delinquent shit. But I ran into a problem. I'm like, I just accumulated all these empty fucking beer bottles in my backpack and clanking around. So I had to develop a clever way to dispose of them because trash cans in cities are not as abundant as they should be. So what I used to do, I came up with a game. I used to play this game called Let's Leave This Beer Bottle on This Porch and Imagine What Arguments It Caused. Anybody? It's a real fun game. My favorite argument that I imagine, a single mom living with her kid. That fucked up a day, you know what I mean? You're 13, how do you know what Chinese beer? Or my favorite one would be, how could you be drinking this? We're both pregnant. Because in the city, lesbians live in the city. I don't know what point you're I'm gonna stick with are we on dating apps here, out here in Georgia? We on the dating apps?
Christy is.
Christy is? Here, let me go swipe real quick. I have one super like saved up just for this moment. No, but do we all know what Tinder is, right? We all are aware. Tinder feels like real hip and young. If I had to generalize it, it feels like walking into a Starbucks when I log on to Tinder and start swiping on the women. Bumble, very much the same way. Have y'all heard of Facebook dating? Yes? Facebook dating feels like you walk into a goddamn trailer park. What the fuck is happening on Facebook dating? What the fuck? Are they all banned from the other dating apps? Is that what they do there? It is insane. So do y'all want to hear about the worst thing that ever happened to me? I was on a date from Facebook dating. Hell yeah. The worst thing that ever happened to me, I was feeling, this is gonna get a little raunchy. I was feeling a little horny, as one does. So I was on Facebook dating at 3 a.m. Talking to a lady that I had met, and we're messaging, and we decide I'm gonna come over, right? So I drive over to her place, go up to her apartment building. It's a really nice apartment, and we start fooling around. We start making out and stuff. And guys, I'm not ashamed to admit it. My penis is not working in that moment. I'm not ashamed to admit it. Fuck you guys. I hate you guys. I like as if all your dicks work. All right, I'm just gonna keep going. I got the light. I'm gonna keep going. My dick isn't working, but I'm a polite guy, so I'm like, hey, ma'am, do you have any toys I could use in place of my shameful penis? You know what I mean? And this is where it gets dark real quick. She says, yes, I have a toothbrush I use as a vibrator sometimes. Wild thing to hear, but I'm in that horny haze where like I'm thinking absurd things like, oh, the handle must vibrate. Like what the fuck? So like cut to, I'm in bed and she hands me a fucking vibrating toothbrush like a David Lynch movie. And I do the only thing I know how to do. I press the fucking handle to her vagina and she gets this look on her face, y'all, and she says to me, you don't know how to use that. And she grabs it from me and starts brushing her clit like a back molar. I'm getting in between, like fucking working the chip. Oh my god, my mouth was agape. I'm like, that's not the cavity they mean. Like, what are you? Oh god, thank you so much. I've been Alex. Thank you so much. This is good.